Here we are in Nueva Andalucia. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's just above where Puerto Banus is located, where you've got El Corte Inglés and the yacht marina and all the shopping. Behind me is the heart of Nueva Andalucia, which has 4 or 5 really world-class golf courses, lots of residential development. We're going to go and take a look at a few of the areas within that. It's quite a big area, so let's go. So, Alfredo, hi.
It's a wobbly start, isn't it?
It's a wobbly start. How are you, sir? You good?
I'm good. It's 23 degrees, it just said there.
Heck, that's just for the tourists, I think, so everyone thinks it's hot.
Do they add a one?
Yeah.
At the first.
Yeah.
Right.
This is Puerto Banus, by the way. Do you ever come down here?
Yeah.
Do you?
No,
Do they let you in?
I thought you said, have you ever? Or do you ever?
Oh.
I have been down here. I don't normally hang out here now. This is not Torremolinos, I'm going to tell you.
It's, no, it's not. Do you know what? I thought when I first arrived in Spain 20 years ago, I thought I'd be spending all my time in Puerto Banus. You know, like nightlife, shopping. I never come to, well, no, I tell a lie. I never come down here for nightlife. I come down here for lunch sometimes and have a walk around the harbour, but mainly the shopping here, because it's world class. It really is. El Corte Inglés, the big department store here, which we're going to pass in a minute. Control yourself. Is a really nice place to go, and we tend to go there every Saturday.
I love it. I've been there a couple of times.
Have you?
Yeah. So wait a minute.
Go on.
We're doing...
I know. Can I stop you? You're in awe of my new tank top, aren't you?
I was going to say, people are going to realise that we do actually do stuff in different days.
Yeah. Tank top, sponsored by tanktops.com.
Yeah, normally it's the blue one.
I went out and bought this. Marks and Spencer's, extra long.
Extra long.
Because of my long torso.
All right.
Or my big fat belly. One or the other. Lots of bars and restaurants. The front line, the harbour's lovely. Lots of designer names. Lots of ice cream shops for Alfredo. Lots of restaurants. Bit expensive, but hey ho, it is what it is. Lots of amazing boats. And yeah, there you go. We're off to Corte Inglés now, because I'm just going to show you where that is, because that's where I go to go. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, the Corte Inglés is a huge department store, like a sort of Selfridges kind of idea.
Do you know what? And it is, because the thing that really intimidates me about Selfridges and Harrods and places like that is there's just too much stuff in there, isn't there? With El Corte Inglés, it's like a little, what's the word? Capsule version. There's El Corte Inglés in front of you there, just beyond the white van. And it's a big old department store. And opposite you've got Marina Banus, which has got your like Zara, Massimo Dutti, Bershka. I'm making these names up now. So that's there on the left. So if you want to come shopping, this is the place to go. Park either underground to the left or underground to the right. And you've got some really world-class shopping here. There you go. Oh, this annoys me. This annoys me.
What's that?
People just stopping and letting people out in the middle of, like, you know, outside the busiest department store in Spain.
Well, I don't know about
Alfredo,
Spain.
sort it out. Come on, you're in a bossy mood.
So Puerto Banus, the relevance of Puerto Banus to Nueva Andalucia is what?
Well, it's nearby, isn't it? So Nueva Andalucia is just pretty much inland from Puerto Banus. Is that what you wanted me to say? Do you want me to say more?
I'm just trying to put the context of where we are in relation to what the area guide is.
So, this I think we're going to have problems on this carpool today. I think we both had stressful mornings, and we're a little bit like, ugh.
I haven't had a stressful morning.
Well, you should have had the mood you're in.
Oh, okay, I'll try. I'll be nice.
Remember the PYR?
Oh, the hotel, yeah.
Yeah, look at it now. Changed hands. It's now a Barcelona.
Barcelona. Okay.
Yeah. And then opposite, we have, to the left opposite, we have Playas del Duque, which is a really famous, well-known development of apartments and penthouses.
Prices over there, more or less?
Starts at about 600,000 for a 2-bed, but it's prime position for Puerto Banus. Oh, you're going to have an accident with a motorbike. Right, so now we're heading away from the kind of marina, port, shops, and now, you'll be pleased to know, we're going into Nueva Andalucia, proper. So Nueva Andalucia is the area just north of Puerto Banus, okay? And it's become known as the Golf Valley because of all the golf courses here. On the right here, you've got this is famous, the famous La Sala. Don't sound so impressed. This is the bar and restaurant. If you want a party, that's Party Central.
Isn't that where all the footballers hang out?
Well,
Or used to?
yeah. And then,
That's quite famous as well, no?
yes, I'm going to show you this now. So on the left, as we come around this roundabout, is a bar and restaurant called Breathe, which is lovely. I rather like it in there. Beautiful venue. I'd say it's probably one of the nicest venues in terms of decor and stuff on the whole coast. It's very like a London vibe to it. Very, very nice. And then we go...
You didn't mention Mr. Noodle.
I love a bit of Mr. Noodles. Love a bit of Mr. Noodles. So you've got something for everyone on that roundabout. How cool is that? La Sala, Mr. Noodles, a sports bar, and Breathe. So classy.
You just
or not.
described the perfect place for my wife, for my kids, and for me.
There you go. Here, do you know? I love this guy here. See this guy waving you in? Isn't that clever?
Ah, the Bruno. So what's this?
Bruno.
This used to
Okay,
be the bull
This used to
ring,
be the
right?
bull ring. So they had like bullfights in here many moons ago, and then they had like tennis tournaments. And now it's a venue for concerts. And then on the ground floor outside, you've got lots of restaurants and bars. This is Centro Plaza, which is very famous. I thought we could maybe have a little bite to eat in Centro Plaza.
Nice.
This has got lots of, again, bars and restaurants. And this is where they have the Saturday market here in the Saturday mornings. Which is
There's
very
a
nice.
gym, a
There's
few
a
banks.
gym, there's banks, supermarkets, food places. It's great. And then we're still coming into, so this is all part of Nueva Andalucia, a little parade of shops and estate agents on the left. And then in front of us, to the left, we've got a development called Señorio de Aloha, which is great for holidays, great for rental. Cheapest in there is about 300,000 for a 2-bed apartment. Advantage is you can walk from there to Centro Plaza, you can walk even into Puerto Banus, so prime rental territory here. More shops, more restaurants, more bars. There's a great little burger bar here called Planet Beat, which is very good. My bank used to be there, but no more. What are they doing with that? This is another development which is good for rental, which is La Maestranza. Again, good value properties, around about 350,000 euros for a 2-bed. Heated pool on site, so that's great. A lot of people live there because of proximity to Banus and Marbella, but also good for rental investment.
Cute roundabout.
Great roundabout, isn't it?
Is it always like that? Or is that for
Always
Valentine's?
like that, although obviously
The
timing
hearts.
is pretty good.
The heart's always there?
Yeah,
Very cool.
because that's how we roll in Marbella.
That's got to be an Instagram magnet. That.
Yeah.
Selfie-central.
Selfie-central. So, within Nueva Andalucia, there are 4 or 5 different areas. One is Aloha, which is this. This is Aloha. So Aloha has, again, lots of shops, bars and restaurants. The best, in fact, if you like Party Central, Bar 6, which is up here on the right-hand side on the first floor, I've had some very strange nights in Bar 6. It's a lovely venue, lovely bar, doesn't do any food, but it's great for a party, and everyone there just has a great time. Then you've got more restaurants here, you've got
Dorsia, that was the famous one in New York in the book by American Psycho.
Oh really?
That was like the super duper New York in the 80s.
Okay.
So there's one of the Spain's best English speaking private schools here in Nueva Andalucia, isn't there? Aloha.
Aloha. Yeah. Yeah. If you're very lucky, I'll show you Aloha College. So tennis courts and stuff to the left. We've also got a development of villas in there called Playas del Golf, which is lovely. And then we've got Italian restaurant, furniture shop, vets, Indian. I love this bar. El Jardin on the right hand side. You're not gonna be able to see it because there's a dirty great big van.
What do you call it?
El Jardin.
We're France, so
Yeah, we are, but now, yeah. But it's like a garden, and it's like you're on holiday. It's fabulous. Then you've got the living room, and you've got a
nice.
French restaurant, and you've got another restaurant in Tuk Tuk, which again is one of my favourites here, which is like an Oriental fusion thing, but you can sit out in the gardens in the summer with the waterfall.
Nice.
Honestly, you're liking it, aren't you? I can tell.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to show you. So this is all Aloha, and I'm going to show you Aloha Pueblo, which is a little kind of, well, little villagey kind of place where I go for my English Sunday dinner. Oh, am I making it's like a show of myself?
No more than usual.
At least I've got a different tank top on. You're going to ask some serious questions now about the property market.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like who buys it in here? Like,
A real mixture. So it's people who live here, again, because of proximity to places and schools. So it's got a very large, I would say, permanent base, mainly expats, all different nationalities. It used to be quite British.
tons of Swedes now, right?
Loads of Swedes here. It's like Stockholm Central. And it's also quite a young place as well, because it's mainly young couples with young kids, stuff like that, again because of the schools. But it's just a real melting pot, a real mixture of people.
And the property types, I mean, we passed some apartment type places, but there's lots of villas
apartments,
as well,
villas. We're going to have a look around Aloha Pueblo here, which is townhouses, apartments. You can see the architectural style. It's I don't know how you'd call it, actually.
Colonial, maybe?
Yeah. Down on the left, you can't see it, down on the left is Lynx Bar, which is where I go for my Sunday lunch. Best Sunday lunch on the coast.
You should do a food drive-through guide everywhere relates to lunch.
The problem is...
Do you ever cook at home?
No.
No?
No. Put candles in the oven just to light it up. Is that what...
Yeah.
That's what an oven's for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know what the knobs are for.
That's a different video.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, I've never been here before. This is interesting. Like it reminds me a little bit of Señorio in the way that it's a little village within an area.
People who like this style, there's probably only 5 or 6 places on the whole coast that are like this, and we obviously know them all.
Oh, La Heredia as well.
La Heredia, this, Magna Marbella Pueblo, and Señorio de Marbella, La Virginia, and there's another one called El Naranjal, which is just up the road. So, yeah.
So, prices.
Here now in Aloha Pueblo, for a 2-bed, either townhouse or apartment, you're probably looking at 350 to 400,000 euros.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Because you've got all these amenities on site. You don't really, well, you probably do need a car, but you have got a couple of bars and a couple of restaurants here, and you've got a heated pool. So, again, popular for holidays, but also popular for people who don't want to be schlepping about all over the place, really.
This is not the prettiest part, is it? This little stretch here. Is it some sort of development that's been abandoned?
But you'll edit that out, won't you?
What does this say there?
That's why you're here to get rid of the growth.
It's warts and all.
There it is.
There aren't many warts around here, to be honest with you. This is about,
this is La Concha in front of you. So this is Aloha golf course here. So we're in Aloha, which is part of Nueva Andalucia. This is where people get a bit confused. They think Nueva Andalucia is a separate place to Aloha. No, Aloha is within it. And Aloha has its own golf course, which was Sean Connery's favourite. There you go. So it's one of the oldest here. Nice clubhouse, and the school is very close. And the other areas are Las Brisas, Los Naranjos, and then you go to the top of Nueva Andalucia where you've got La Quinta. So there's 4 main 18-hole good quality golf courses in this area. In fact, La Quinta's 27 holes, so lots of golf.
I mean, geographically, it's a series of golf courses on a valley below the La Concha mountain, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's kind of the...
So it's between La Concha mountain in the north and Puerto Banus marina. Yeah.
Security light, no? There's no...
Yeah, so it's light security. So in various parts of Nueva Andalucia, you've got the mobile guards, and then there's a couple of developments within here with their own 24-hour security. They tend to be the higher value developments, but yeah, the rest of it is fairly soft. So this is the start of Aloha School, Aloha College.
On the left,
on the right-hand side.
On the right side.
Yeah.
It's very well regarded, isn't it? Aloha.
Yeah, it is. You've got probably 4 schools at the moment that are very well regarded. Aloha EIC, which is the English International College, and you've got Swans. Got a bit wonky. And the other one is there's Laude, which is in San Pedro, which is getting a burgeoning reputation. And there's probably another one as well. There's the Atlas School, the American school. So yeah, 4 or 5 to choose from.
This is still the school?
Yeah.
Aloha College,
yeah.
All right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a big thing now. And this part of Nueva Andalucia actually links up with the back of the Golden Mile. So if we were to carry on to the left here, we would, within a couple of minutes, we come to Epic.
Right.
And the kind of the where Sierra Blanca estates are based. So it's very handy for everything, because you can either go down to Banus or you can go across there into Marbella. It's just, you know, very, very handy for everything like that. But what I'm gonna do now, we came up into Nueva Andalucia one way. I'm gonna take you down back to Puerto Banus another way, and just show you some kind of good investment developments and stuff like that. And then we'll do another little session in the heart of Nueva Andalucia, up in the hillsides with some of the big villas and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the kind of main motorway, the A7 that runs along the coast. You see El Corte Inglés on your left-hand side. Just let me get ahead of this van. So you would filter off here if you wanted to go the way we've just been. You've got La Sala, the bull ring on the right-hand side. But we're going to go one stop on from here, because we've done that bit. And we are going to show you the posh bits. Oh yeah.
That wasn't the posh bit?
That was the posh bit. It wasn't nice enough, but I'm going to show you where all the big sexy villas are. So, for those who like a flutter, we've got the casino coming up on the right hand side.
Oh, the new Hard Rock as well.
Yeah,
Hard
absolutely.
Rock Hotel.
So Casino and Hard Rock Hotel, just there on the right. Maybe able to see the logo. I've not been to the Hard Rock yet. I wanted to do a meeting there the other day, and it was closed for refurbishment. They've only been open about 6 weeks. So I think they open again in a few more weeks. And then if we carry on along here for another couple of miles, we will come to, sorry, I need to get off it. We will come to San Pedro and the Ronda Road junction.
Towards the famous tunnel.
Towards the famous tunnel that's really helping with the traffic congestion.
Yeah, it's totally.
Yeah. So this is another way up to Nueva Andalucia, and we call this, funnily enough, we call this the Nueva Andalucia roundabout. Can't imagine why.
It's one of those mysteries.
Anyway, over here, if you need a dentist, anyone, this guy is very good, Dr. Matis Mamusa. A little bit more leafy here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Bit more green.
Bit more green. And we're going to head towards Las Brisas and Los Naranjos. So we could go right here and kind of head back towards Nueva Andalucia and the lower and places like that within there. But yeah, up the hill we go. That bit there, right, I know what you mean now. So that bit there on the left, if you carry on, is La Campana, which some estate agents will have you believe is Nueva Andalucia. It's not.
Right.
But they're selling there the Nueva Andalucia dream because the properties are cheaper and it's easier for them to sell.
A greater Nueva Andalucia.
Yeah, that's right. A bit like Los Flamingos South, Cancelada, you know?
Yeah.
So you just have to be careful that something isn't being sold to you, because it's a little bit of a ghetto is too strong a word.
It's just not the same, is it?
It's not quite the same.
It's not the same.
You know, it's lower value properties. It's I'm going to sound really snobby, but a lot of Spanish live there. I know that you're Spanish.
I'm not.
No, you're not, are you? Okay.
I'm English.
Do you consider yourself English?
I do when I'm in Spain. When I'm in England, I consider myself Spanish. Oh, look at the view here.
So here we are, new tank top and all. This behind me is the main heart of Nueva Andalucia. So the golf course that you can see in the kind of foreground is Las Brisas. The development behind that is actually Aloha Pueblo, where we were earlier, sort of perched on the hillside. All this area here, Las Brisas, you've got the development Las Alamandas down below. As you go a bit higher, you're into the sort of top level of Nueva Andalucia. Then you swing around and you've got Real de la Quinta behind this building that's being patched up. And then if you go even further to the left, you've got La Zagaleta, the villas up there. So there's a lot to see from this viewpoint. You can even see parts of Sierra Blanca in Marbella in the hillside over there, and also the development going on in Istan, on the Istan Road in the mountains there. So this is a fantastic viewpoint where you can see a lot of the regions here really on the Costa del Sol. So this on the left is Magna Cafe, which is part of the Magna Marbella development, which is this quite a famous one here because it's quite prominent. It's on the crest of the hill. two beds in there between 350 and 400,000 euros. But you either have the view to the east or the view to the west. The view over La Campana and San Pedro is nice, but in my opinion not as attractive as the views over Nueva Andalucia and out towards Marbella. And then we just drop down this hill now, so we're at the highest point, just dropping down, and we come to what is known as the Los Naranjos roundabout, which is where the Los Naranjos clubhouse is. And again, this is a very nice nice part of the world, with the golf courses snaking through the developments and lots of nice sexy villas dotted around. So that's the golf course, the golf clubhouse on the left. And then we're going to go this way. There's lots of different ways through this area, you know, depending which area you want to hit. So we've got a nice development coming up on the left, which is Las Alamandas, which I pointed out from the crest of that road. You've got Las Brisas golf course on your right, and then you've got the development Las Alamandas here on the left, which is very nice. Two-bed apartments in there tend to be 600,000-700,000 euros, so it's an expensive place to purchase, but very classy. Big apartments, 24-hour security, and again very handy if you love golf or you want to be close to Puerto Banus. Very nice area. And then the next little roundabout we're going to come to is the Las Brisas roundabout, where to the right is the clubhouse for Las Brisas. Las Brisas is a private golf course. There's not many of them here actually. Valderrama is one, Las Brisas is another. All the others are kind of pay and play. So the clubhouse is just there on the right. But this is probably the most exclusive part of the Nueva Andalucia area now. We're coming into a little zone called La Cerquilla, which is very highly regarded. You'll see the little sign for it here on the left, and this is where some of the mega villas in Nueva Andalucia are located. You may have seen some of the the Sol Villa listings, 5, 6, 7, 8 million euros. They tend to be congregated in this part of the Nueva Andalucia.
So this is the poshest part.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, there are other lovely areas as well, but I would say this is the most exclusive. So there's still some older properties, and these are the ones that the developers like Antima try and get hold of and knock around and then sell again at a much higher rate. But all this area is very, very nice. Let's take you down here, show you some of the villas that have been refurbished and sold or for sale. So Antima there.
Villas here, prices have gone up a lot in the last 3 years, particularly.
Absolutely. Well, I think what's happened is because these villas have been bought, refurbished, and sold at such high prices, because that's what the product that people want. I think it's lifted the whole area. So even the older, formerly cheaper properties have now piggybacked that a little bit. So you'll be hard pressed in this area to find a 4-bed villa for less than 3 million really in this particular little area.
And it goes up to what sort of prices is sort of the higher end for
10, for something mega. If you go just slightly out of this particular zone, then obviously the prices are a little friendlier. So to pick up a villa in Nueva Andalucia now, you're probably looking for something decent from 1.5 million upwards. So this is the one, Villa 1 and Villa 2 and Villa 3.
And a very international buyer base.
Very. As you said earlier, a lot of Scandinavians, particularly Swedes, they love this area. And of course this main promoter, their main clientele is Scandinavian, so it's been a perfect match for them really. Very residential, nice quality homes, nice neighbourhood. The only downside, I guess, is that security is quite soft. So from my experience, if people are spending 6, 7, 8 million euros, they kind of like to have a layer of security, whether that's somebody at the front of the house or somebody at the gate of the development, which is why a lot of people with that sort of money head to places like Zagaleta, or even El Jarroco Alto near La Quinta, which is 24-hour guarded. This is a little bit open, and as I say, you have to consider if you're spending that sort of money, whether you need or want extra layers of security. That's the only kind of caveat to this. Obviously, the land here is more expensive because you've got access to everything. So the plot sizes here tend not to be massive, like you'll find in Zagaleta or Montemayor, where there'll be 3,000-4,000 square meters or more. Here, you're probably going to be limited to around 1,500 to 2,000 maximum. So we've done Nueva Andalucia now pretty much. There's one little bit which links to La Quinta, but I think La Quinta is worthy of its own video, to be honest with you. But we've pretty much covered probably 60, 70, 80% of Nueva Andalucia in this little drive that we've done today. Normally you're not buying here for views. You know, obviously on certain inclines and hillsides you will get lovely views, even some of them all the way down to the sea and the coast, but yeah, you're buying here for location and amenities, and you know, it is a great place to be, as you said, particularly for families where, you know, you're running kids around all over the place, you need to do the grocery shopping, everything's within 5-10 minutes. And rather than 30 minutes this way, 30 minutes that way, and all of a sudden you've done 3 hours of driving, which would apply where I live. So everything here rents out really well, obviously in the summer, because you've got the proximity to Puerto Banus, and it's a very well-established area. So even before you hit Puerto Banus, there's lots of shops, bars, and restaurants, like this little strip here. But even in the winter, you know, the golfers tend to want to be close to the action, not necessarily on a golf course, but because you've got 4 or 5 really good golf courses 5 or 10 minutes away, this is the area that a lot of them will stay in, because they've got Banus one side, golf the other. So within 5 minutes, they're everywhere they want to be. And at night, if they want to go out have a few beers, it's a short cab ride into the port. So yeah, it's great for rental. And people who ask me, you know, they say, look, can you just guide us in the right direction for rental investment? We're not bothered about using it ourselves. So then you're buying it with your head, not your heart. Then this is certainly the area to look, because you can still pick up some decent priced units. They might need a little bit of refurb, like this development in front of us. This is the Señorio de Aloha, which is really well known, and it's even got a rental office on site. This is a great investment. You can rent it out, rent it for fun. But you know, when it comes to buying with your heart as well as your head, then obviously your personal tastes start to have to be considered as well. And that's when it's always tricky, because you yourself might not want to be in a place like that. Nothing wrong with it, but you might want something maybe with a better view or more luxury, and then it becomes a balancing act. So I'm going to take you for lunch now.
Perfect. Thought you'd never ask.
In Stars.
A man's got to eat, you know.
Man's got to eat. You get your hair cut as well. You
What
can
is
get your
this
beard
called?
trimmed.
What's it called?
Centro Plaza.
Central Plaza.
Yeah. So here we are. We finished our tour of Nueva Andalucia. There's probably much more I could have showed you, but at least that will give you a snapshot of the area. There's other places beyond that, like La Quinta that side, the Golden Mile, Sierra Blanca this side. That's for another day. Hope you enjoyed the tour.
We don't want to let
Is this the bloopers?
interesting stuff get in the way of tech. The tech comes first.
Tech first. Tech first policy.
It's the tech first. Yeah, tech first strategy.
They've come to the wrong people.
It's all about the gadgets.
Strategy, man. Strategy.